What's up, dudes and dudettes? This is Everybody Podcast. Today I'm joined with Brad and Cody, and we're going to discuss a video game series. We're going to discuss the GTA series specifically.
Grand Theft Auto.
We're gonna go through. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And Vice City and San
And
Andreas
Vice City and
is in
San
there too.
Andreas. Yes, that's those two.
Because those were part of the main series.
Yeah, those are pretty main games. They were pretty awesome games.
We might briefly touch on some of the other, there were some
add-ons.
expansion packs or
Yeah.
add-ons or whatever you want to call them. Like Liberty City Stories was one. I think there's one called Vice City Stories.
I haven't really looked into.
I didn't really look into them either. I looked into Liberty City Stories a little bit, and it wasn't extremely popular. But it was a PSP or?
It was a handheld game of some sort.
It was a handheld game
Maybe
at
Game Boy
first,
Advanced
and
or
then
something.
they ported it to the PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay. Because I remember seeing commercials and shit for Liberty City Stories, and
Yeah.
I thought that was Grand Theft Auto 4.
No, that was a spin-off game in a sense.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4 takes place in Liberty City.
Yeah. Is it the same exact map as number 3?
No, number 3 is much smaller.
Yeah.
They expanded on it. Just like they did with San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5. They just made it bigger. It's the same. I mean, they have some of the same stuff in them.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I didn't play Liberty City Stories.
Yeah, neither did I. But all right, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about 1, Cody.
I put 1 and 2 together because they're basically the same fucking game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And as far as I can remember from playing them when I was a child. GTA 1 came out in 97 and 2 came out in 99. Both of them on the original PlayStation and PC. It's played from a top-down perspective, and it was originally called Race and Chase, and the players would control a police officer who chased down criminals. But they eventually changed that to you are the criminal, and your goal is to make enough points to progress through the next stage of the game. And the 3 stages are the 3 cities in the Grand Theft Auto universe, which is Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City. Except GTA 2, that's GTA 1. GTA 2 takes place in one city, and you progress through different districts of the city.
Okay.
To earn points, the player just has to commit crimes in that game. Like, it's literally just you steal cars and sell them, kill people.
And you get fucking points for all that shit.
Yeah, it's something like 1,000,000 points to progress to the next part of the city.
That's
Wow.
pretty gnarly.
And it's literally just fucking kill people.
See, myself, I've never played 1 or 2, so
Yeah,
I have no
same.
idea. I've seen gameplay, and that's about it. I have never played it. I've never even seen a case of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know them from Video King. You know, we used to rent them. I don't think we
Fucking
ever
Video
owned them.
King.
But me and my brother used to rent them, and I don't even remember there being different stages. Like, we were really young, you know? We were probably like 10, 11 years old playing the game, and we literally just got on there and shot people. There was missions that were just called Rampage Missions, where your goal was just to kill a certain amount of people. They give you a specific gun, like you could get a rocket launcher or a fucking flamethrower or a machine gun, and your goal was just like, you have this much time to kill this many people.
That's just like the mayhem missions on like Saints Row.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically
Saints
same
Row
thing.
probably took that. I mean, developed by the same fucking people, but they took that idea and put it in their game. I gotta say, I hate the down perspective. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now.
That's
I
tough.
wouldn't want to play it now, but back in the day, it didn't seem to matter. I also seem to remember, me and my brother thought it was really funny. Your character, when you weren't in a vehicle, if you push the button to honk a horn, your dude would just like fart.
Really?
Yeah, I seem to remember me and my brother just getting on there and just push. I don't want to say it was square, and just pushing square, and it's just like.
Wow.
And it's like, how is this not made for children? Like, this is a child game where you just cause destruction.
Were those games developed by Rockstar too?
Yeah, it's always it's been developed by Rockstar from the beginning, I think.
All right. Okay.
I didn't even look that up because I just assumed that they were all Rockstar games, honestly.
So
I could be wrong. Maybe somebody else developed the first couple. I didn't even look.
Were you able to tell what guns you had playing the game?
It's like any other top-down game. They would come up and be like, well, a picture of a pistol and a picture of a machine gun, but you don't see the gun. Like, you don't see your character holding the gun or anything, barely. It's just, I don't know. Have you ever played any other top-down games?
Yeah, like Zelda and shit.
It's different than Zelda.
Zelda wasn't really a top-down game.
The original ones kind of were. They're kind of more open world.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never played 1 or 2. So
have you ever even seen gameplay?
I've watched a few people do reviews on the games and stuff. When did you said 97?
97 was the first one, and 99 was the second one.
I wonder if you guys remember the Need for Speed games.
Oh yeah.
You remember the Hot Pursuit games?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they took that from Grand Theft Auto, because you said in the beginning it was cops trying to get that criminal, and then they switched it around. On Need for Speed, you gotta outrun the cops or something.
Yeah.
Probably took a sense of that from Grand Theft Auto, right?
And that's how games operate. They just fucking steal different mechanics from previous games and just build a new game around mechanics that came from a bunch of old games.
So in Grand Theft Auto, I'll ask the same question for both games. In 1 and 2, was there like a story behind these games?
Not really a story, but you could go to phone booths and get missions from criminal syndicates, from people in the criminal syndicates. A lot of the missions were they were either just go here, kill this guy like they always are, or go steal this car. I remember one that I remember very specifically, and I think it's why we never really progressed through the game. I feel like the very first mission you had to go steal a truck, like a big tractor trailer, and me and my brother could never fucking do it. Because once you start doing the illegal shit, the cops are right on your ass, and they're aggressive as fuck. They're just ramming you and running you off the road, and your vehicle's got a certain amount of health before it just fucking blows up.
Right.
And I just seem to remember trying to get this fucking tractor trailer to the place it's supposed to be. And it's a tractor trailer, so it's incredibly complicated to drive.
Yeah.
And
probably controls like shit.
Yeah, and I just remember blowing up every time before getting to it. So that it turned to me into just getting on and doing the Rampage missions and just killing people.
Right.
Blowing shit up.
Was it gore? Did they have nice gore, blood splatter and whatnot?
When you killed people, there would just be like a blood splatter on the ground where they were. Like when you ran them over, and their bodies would be on the ground. It's kind of comical the way it looks. Like when you run people over and shit, because it's top down, so you're looking down at just a body laying on the ground, and blood kind of pools out around it. But it's all 24-bit, so it's not like it's good graphics.
And this, you said it came out on the first PlayStation?
First one, yeah. PlayStation and PC.
Wow.
I kind of want to go buy them just to try it out, just cause.
I should have looked up how much they cost now. I could have looked up on that Lucas Games, how much, because they might be. Who knows? They might be really expensive now.
Yeah. Brought my laptop.
In the original casing or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably expensive as fuck.
It might be.
Dude, I found on Lucky Games, it was the original Mario Party, original casing, and even in that plastic, I don't know what the fuck it was, but they wanted
cellophane.
$264 for that shit.
Yo, shout out Lucky Games though. That fucking place has
awesome.
Everything and is awesome.
They have the Warriors for PlayStation 2, and it's $85. I thought about buying it.
I found I think it was Final Fight 2. And they wanted $264 or some shit like that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Fucking crazy.
These fucking rare games, dude.
My mom just gave me my PlayStation manual from the original PlayStation.
Holy shit.
And I know I still have the original PlayStation here somewhere, so I was I might as well put the manual with it. It might make it worth a little bit more. So she was just going to throw it away.
Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, are they both down,
top down, yeah.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, and they had Grand Theft Auto 1 had 2 expansions, It'd be Grand Theft Auto London 1969 and London 1961, which was just a PC exclusive.
Oh,
But
okay.
I remember playing the PlayStation one, the 1969 one, because the only thing I remember about it though was trying to find Austin Powers' car. You could find that convertible that's got the Union Jag on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You could find that in the game somewhere. Like, it's hard to find, but I
Is
remember
it like
that
an
was
Easter egg or something.
kind of, yeah. I don't know if it was supposed to explicitly be an Austin Powers thing, but that's what me and my brother looked at it as. Like, It's Austin Powers' car, because that's the only place we'd ever really seen it.
What would you say, if you know, what's the biggest difference between 1 and 2?
Yeah, did they make...
I can't remember the biggest difference, except, I mean, I guess just that 1 and 2, they're both, like, in 1 you go to different cities, and 2 you don't. You stay in the same city, and it's different districts in that city.
That seemed like that would be a downgrade, though.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, 1, you're going city to city, now you're stuck with 1 city, and 2... Come on.
But honestly, just from my recollection as a kid, it does. I can barely differentiate between the two. I know I played the 2, but in my head, I can't differentiate between the 2. You know.
So did you like the games yourself?
I mean, we loved them when we were kids. I fucking played the fuck out of it when
How
I was a
old
kid.
were you? Did you get it when it came out, or was this like later?
We rented it, so it was probably
okay.
It was probably a few years later. You know, it was probably in 2000, 2001.
Okay.
So we tried both of them very specifically. I remember trying both of them, and the London one.
It's a major difference in between 1, 2, and then 3. 3 is like totally different from 1 and 2 because you go right in to
whole new world,
a
whole new generation
like,
of console,
you're
better
in Liberty,
graphics.
You're in Liberty City, and it's like you've said, it's open world, and you're in third person. It's not top down.
It's much better that way.
Much better that way. So Grand Theft Auto 3 came out in 2001. It was kind of a... Some people were pissed when it came out because it was October. The initial release date was October 22nd, 2001. So that was just after 9/11. So when this violent video game came out, people were fucking pissed and shit. And
yeah, there was a lot of controversy surrounding 1 and 2 when they came out too, just because of the violence. But I remember that was 3 was like that one when it like the controversy surrounding it is like why I wanted to fucking play it.
Yeah,
you know,
I
being
remember
12 in 2001 I would have been 10 years old. So I remember just wanting to play it because it was all over the place. Everybody was talking about it, whether it was bad or good. Like everybody was talking about it. You know, either everybody hated it or everybody loved it.
I don't know who would dislike that game.
So
when I say hated, I mean like religious groups and people who were trying to get it banned
parents
because it was
shit,
like excessively violent.
Probably protesting and whatnot.
I Grand Theft Auto 3 as a kid was my favorite fucking game. I played the motherfucker religiously.
I'm right there with you, dude.
Did you ever beat it?
Yeah, couple times.
I don't think I ever beat it. Like I don't actually recall beating it.
I haven't done like I've beat the main story. I haven't done like all the side missions on it.
Right, that's what I meant, just the main campaign.
Yeah, I've definitely done the main campaign. And like it starts off the main character's name is Claude. And it starts off with him. He's with a Colombian cartel person and his girlfriend. Her name is Catalina. They're robbing Liberty City Bank. And they're running. Claude gets around the corner. Catalina has him at gunpoint and says, "You're small time," shoots him. And her and the cartel run off with the money.
This is all like coming back to me now as you're saying it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in such a long time.
And like, so obviously you were shot, you're down, you get caught by the cops and you're arrested. Well, while you're...
a good game.
It is a very good game. While you're being transported across the bridge, you're going from Liberty City to
Staten Island?
Staten Island, yeah.
Well, it would be called something different.
Staten.
Is it really called Staten still?
I think so.
It's
It starts with an
not
S.
Stan-
I know that.
It's not Staten Island.
I wish I brought my laptop. Hold
Wait,
up.
so
Because they usually don't use the same game. Like Liberty City is supposed to be New York City.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
we'll
Grand
find out,
Theft
dude.
Auto 3 is like Staten Island or something like that.
Maybe Satin. That sounds like it could be.
Staten Island.
Whatever, it's not important.
Satan?
It's not important.
So they're crossing the bridge, and there's bombs planted on the bridge, and they explode, and these guys show up and they're freeing one of the, I'm not sure who they're freeing, but they free one of the prisoners, and then they just tell all the prisoners, the rest of them, to just get out of there. So Claude and this other dude hop in a car, and they escape. Well, basically the rest of the game is just you doing small jobs for people to earn money, and then eventually, somehow, in the mix of all this, you catch up with Catalina again and you kill her. And like, there's three major gangs in the game. There's the cartel, which is obviously you see in the beginning, and then when your first mission is, you already know that you're going to be involved with the mafia. The mafia is your next stop. So you do a bunch of missions for this guy who owns a strip club.
Isn't the mafia? That's the first
Yeah.
people you run into.
Like Luigi.
That's like the first
Luigi
mission
is the
and
name
shit,
of the
right?
club owner.
Yeah, okay.
And you do a
Coming
bunch,
back,
You
dude.
do a bunch of missions for him, and then Luigi brings you to this. It's not Salvatore,
probably. I'd
but
assume.
it's the Joey guy. His garage.
yeah.
You go to his garage, and then
Because he's the guy that puts the bomb in your car, right? Is that him? Oh no, that's 8-Ball. 8-Ball's the one with the bombs.
Yeah. That's the guy in the beginning you're with.
Yes, that's a while down the road. But so you're doing a bunch of missions for the mafia. You meet that Joey guy. You meet the Salvatore guy, the head Don or whatever. I can't remember his name. Maybe he's Salvatore. I don't know. But basically, you do a bunch of missions for the mafia, and then you turn your back on them and start working with the Yakuza. And then
I forgot that
Betrayals.
Yakuza was in that game.
yeah,
It's also your character Claude. He doesn't talk.
yeah,
He's a
which
silent
is
Yes,
character.
and that's like one of the biggest things I would say that's missing from the game that should
everybody
definitely
else
be there.
talks besides Claude.
Yeah.
I think that was a big part of games back then. Not a lot of a lot of games had characters that just didn't talk. I think it was supposed to be because they represent you, so they didn't want to give them a personality.
Right. I mean, that makes sense for sure.
I know,
That's-
like when
Monster
I
Hunter
played
does
that
that,
game,
too.
I don't. Yeah, yeah, they like speak gibberish.
Stupid bastard.
Yeah, I remember when I played that game. Like I know I played some of the story missions, but for the most part, I would just fucking do the same thing I did with 1 and 2.
Right.
Get on there because it was like a new
Yeah,
game
it
to
was
just
a
cause
lot different.
chaos.
Yeah.
But it just
Feel
looked
that.
different. It was all 3D. It was like finally I could like just kill all these people in 3D.
And like the NPCs,
Beat him up with a bat and
the
shit.
NPCs interacted with you, like called your name, said watch where you're going. It was different. It was a whole new Grand Theft Auto, and it drew people in. I remember the first time I played it, I laughed my ass off because all I did was hop in a car and start running over people.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so goddamn funny.
There was like this loop
Yeah.
you could take that was like over the bridges, like through the bridges, where I would fucking break into the military base, steal one of their big fucking trucks, and right away when you do that, you get 5 stars immediately.
Yeah.
And then I would just drive this fucking truck around, running people over and just plowing through cops while they tried to run me off the road and shit until that truck blew up, and then I'd just die and then go do it again.
You could do that shit with the tank too, because
Yes.
whenever somebody ran into the tank, it just blew up automatically.
You could just own with the tank.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the things I did when I played 3. Get out them motherfucking cheats, and I got that tank out, and I just destroyed everybody.
That's another thing right there, dude. The cheats on Grand Theft Auto 3 were awesome.
I still remember
Great.
some of them.
So do I.
Oh,
So do I, dude.
Down right,
Like-
left, or down right, up left.
When you're using
Or whatever.
Yeah. when you're using cheats to like play by yourself and have a good time, cheats are awesome, dude. I don't care who you are.
Especially when your goal is to just cause destruction.
Yeah.
So it's just like infinite life, infinite ammo, fucking
all the
money,
guns,
all the money. Spawn a car, like, everything. Instantly get all the fucking guns, every gun. Like
that fucking the cheat that you got to the better driver cheat. You could actually make your car jump. Yeah. So when you went off the gnarly jumps, you could actually get some air this time because you could jump with the car.
Did you guys ever get into the airport and try to fly the plane?
Yeah,
the biplane, because you can like kind of get it to float off the ground for like a couple of feet.
That shit is so hard. I got so mad trying to figure out how to fly those
planes.
Well, they don't fucking. It doesn't really fly in 3. It just kind of you can kind of get it to float a little bit, just like come off of its tires a little bit.
You're not going anywhere though.
Yeah, it's barely an airplane.
Grand Theft Auto 3 was just the fucking shit.
It was.
Played it religiously. It's replayable. Like, no matter what. It doesn't matter what generation it is. I would go back and replay it. There's been talks of it being remastered or whatever, or remade or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I was.
Honestly, I would rather see Vice City and San Andreas remade.
They were
first.
in talks too. They wanted to. The YouTube video I watched. Don't ask me the source because I can't fucking remember. But they were talking about how they wanted to remake San Andreas, Vice City, and 3.
San Andreas first, please.
Because that would be
I like Vice City better, man.
Sick as fuck, dude.
I mean, sick as fuck. I liked.
Well, let's hear about Vice City.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So the next game in the series after Grand Theft Auto 3 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. A lot of people remember Vice City. It was released on October 27th, 2002. Just like 3, open world, developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games.
Tiny bit better graphics.
It's still not great though.
It's the 4th main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, following 2001's Grand Theft Auto 3. Set in 1986 within the fictional Vice City, based on Miami, the single player follows mobster Tommy Vercetti's rise to power after his release from prison.
Yo, quick question, because I didn't play Vice City very much.
Neither did I.
Did that guy talk? Or was he a silent player too?
I don't remember. I guess I don't think he does talk.
I feel like he doesn't, but I don't like. I rented it one time and it was just another like just destruction thing. Like I never even tried because I was like, I got this for a couple of days. I'm just gonna fucking play around with it.
Well, if our listeners know, comment below and tell us if this dude talked.
Yeah, help us out. And Vice City also introduced like motorcycles and shit.
Yep, they were the first game to implement motorcycles and riding bikes and shit.
That shit was awesome. I love running into people on motorcycles with my truck or something.
So after getting out of prison, he got caught up in an ambushed drug deal. While seeking out those responsible, he slowly builds an empire by seizing power from all criminal organizations in the city. Wow.
That sounds more badass than 3.
It does.
It does. Sounds a lot more badass.
It was influenced by Scarface and Miami Vice.
I think that's why they put the for Scarface. I think that's why they put the chainsaw in it, because that Scarface has that really. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Scarface, but it's got like a chainsaw scene in it that's pretty brutal.
What's the main character's name in Vice City?
Tony Vercetti. You just said.
Oh, okay.
Tommy Vercetti.
Tommy.
Okay, that character looks exactly like Scarface.
You think? I don't think so. He looks more like Ray Liotta. Doesn't he? Like he looks like Ray Liotta, which I think Ray Liotta was in the game. I think he voiced somebody in the game.
That's amazing. You're totally right. He totally does look like Ray Liotta.
It won Game of the Year with several gaming publications. It was the 5th highest rated game for the PlayStation 2 by Metacritic. Within the first 24 hours of its release, Vice City sold over 500,000 copies.
Wow.
Within 24 hours, 500,000 copies.
I feel like games do way better than that now, though.
Oh, yeah, dude. I can't.
For sure,
dude.
In 2 days, of its release, it had sold 1.4 million copies, making it the fastest-selling game in history at the time.
When did it come out?
2002.
Man, they were putting them out fast back
I was gonna
then.
say that
Every
was
2
literally
years.
97, 99, 2001,
Yeah.
2002, and now it's been fucking 8 years, and we still just have GTA 5.
Come on, you're slacking, Rockstar. Let's go.
2001 year after 3. Yeah, I didn't play Vice City that much when it came out.
Everybody talks about it like it's one of the best.
They were actually working on Vice City when they released 3. Or no, when they started working on it was when GTA 3 was released when they started working on Vice City already.
That's
dude.
probably why
they
it
were
was
grinding
released literally a year afterwards.
Yeah, they were grinding.
Already grinding on the bitch.
It made by July of that, so about a year, it made $300 million just in the United States alone, and they sold 17.5 million units worldwide.
17.5 million.
Again, it just seems small compared to now.
I mean,
I feel like at the time
population
that's
back then was a
huge.
lot smaller.
Especially the gaming population.
Yeah, the gaming population is definitely
back
grown.
then. There wasn't any 40-year-olds playing video games back then. Now, like 40-year-olds grew up playing video games. You know, but now like the Call of Duty games probably sell fucking 17 million copies in a week.
I think it's
know?
more.
Yeah.
I think it might be more than that, dude. 'Cause I remember reading about Warzone. Like, in the first year, Warzone grossed like $280 billion.
Yeah, GTA 5 or GTA Online, they said for, I don't know if it's still true, but for a long time they were saying that shit was making $1 million a day.
Holy fuck!
Every fucking day it was making $1 million.
What the hell's taking Rockstar so long to make another game then? They got all that money.
Well,
they just keep trying to improve that one because that's their cash cow.
There have been leaks of GTA 6 coming out and shit. So I guess
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
the thing is, they've been talking about GTA 6 since GTA 5 came out. Like, you gotta be, I mean, we could be pretty sure it's coming out soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's been such a long time.
Did you like Vice City's gameplay?
I loved Vice City. Vice City was another game where the cheats were badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Chad said earlier, cheats when you're playing by yourself and you just want to chill out and have fun are awesome.
Hackers
Don't
are
fucking
stupid.
cheat
Don't
when you're
hack.
playing with other people, you fucking pricks.
But yeah, like dude.
Just yelling at everybody on fucking PC on Warzone right now.
Fucking pricks, dude. Dude, I like watching those compilation videos of like Twitch people that are cheating and they don't realize that their viewers could see them cheating. Some of their faces, they just die inside.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna look some of those videos.
There's
up.
they do that stream scoping shit.
You know, I've thought about looking up cheating videos on YouTube, but I feel like it's just gonna make me angry.
It's where like, say you have 2 Twitch streamers twitching.
Okay.
The one guy gets on his phone and watches his Twitch to see where he's at in the map, and then he goes and kills him.
Oh shit,
that's
that's a different kind
fucking-
of cheating though.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude. They call it stream scoping or something.
I mean, I wish I was clever enough to think of that. Like, for real, like if I was, I'm not a streamer, but if I was a streamer, like I don't think I'd ever even consider that. But that's fucking genius.
What are some other ways they cheat? Have you ever seen?
Oh,
them?
like
They
the
have like
one where
aimbots and shit.
the aimbots, they have one where like you can see your enemies like through
shit.
walls and stuff.
I
you
knew
can
that.
see where
I
they're
knew that one.
coming from.
Fuck those people.
Fucking lame, dog.
We didn't have online play for PS2, didn't we?
There was online play for a while. I didn't fucking have it.
I was gonna say, okay.
I don't think it was good.
It wasn't perfected until PlayStation.
Yeah,
3,
used
probably.
to PlayStation
Yeah,
2
Xbox
had like an
360.
ether cord on it and shit.
Yeah, there was no Wi-Fi back then. It was all fucking, everything had to be plugged in directly. And it was dial-up, so I couldn't have been very good.
No, it couldn't have. But did you like Vice City? Did you play it a lot?
Yeah, I did the same. I did the same with Vice City.
We didn't ever own it, though. We had to keep renting it. Or we had an uncle that had it, and we'd always ask him to borrow it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can we borrow Vice City?
I think honestly, my favorite thing about Vice City was the introduction of the motorcycles and bikes. I had mad fun with those.
I definitely like the fact that motorcycles came into play.
And I did the same exact thing, and like Cody said, run around and run people over.
Just cause chaos.
I mean, to be honest, in every Grand Theft Auto game that I've played, the story was like the last thing. Like, it was one of those days where it's like you wake up and you're like, yeah, after having the game for 5 years, yeah, I guess I'll play this story. Because Grand Theft Auto, whenever I got on, it was literally just run around, jump cars, wreck them, kill people, use different guns, kill people in different ways.
So, do you know any of the story to Vice City?
He just said the story. He just went over the whole thing.
Guy rises to power, dude.
It's about Scar. It's a drug kingpin is basically what he is.
Yeah, he takes over all criminal organizations. He just runs the city, dude.
That's awesome.
That's a story. I mean, if you want me to look up mission by mission, I'll do it, dude. But I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on if you're okay with that.
Grand Theft Auto has way too many missions within the game.
Yeah, dude.
Tell me the story. I want to hear all of the dialogue, every word. You should be acting out everything that's going on.
So what happened after Vice City?
So after Vice City, we move into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. In San Andreas, that was one that a lot of people, I think this went out. Maybe it didn't. A lot of
I still saw Jerry.
A lot of people liked San Andreas. It was the 7th title.
It's probably my favorite story. It's close with 5, but that's definitely my favorite story
in your character.
A lot of games.
Your character talks.
He finally speaks.
Speaks.
And you want to talk about ahead of the curve, dude? It was fucking African-American character.
Yeah.
Almost entirely African-American cast.
It was released on October 26, 2004, follow-up to Grand Theft Auto Vice City. The story follows former gangster Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns home after the death of his mother and is drawn back into his former gang and life of crime, while clashing with corrupt authorities, rival criminal syndicates, and other enemies. Carl's journey takes him across the fictional U.S. state of San Andreas, which is heavily based on California and Nevada. The game features... Yeah, dude. Go ahead.
Wild.
The game features references many real-life elements of the world, such as its cities, regions, and landmarks, with its plot heavily based on several real-life events in Los Angeles in the early 1990s, including the rivalry between real-life street gangs, the crack epidemic of the 1980s and the early 1990s, and the LAPD Rampart scandal and the 1992 Los Angeles riots. So we got some bunch of real-life shit thrown in there.
Yeah.
I remember with the riots, too.
Your
dude. Fucking house gets burned down and shit.
The Rampart scandal, that involved widespread police corruption in the community, resources against street hoodlums. Crash. Crash was an anti-gang unit of Los Angeles Police Department, Rampart Division in the late 1990s, and more than 70 police officers, either assigned to or associated with the Rampart Crash unit, were implicated in some form of misconduct, making it one of the most widespread cases of documented police corruption in the U.S. history. Responsible for a long list of offenses, including unprovoked shootings, unprovoked beatings, planning false evidence, stealing and dealing narcotics,
that shit pisses
bank
me
robbery, perjury, and the covering up of evidence of these activities. So the LAPD was fucked up back in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
Basically. When I read that, I was like, I got to share that with these guys. That's fucked up.
The same shit happened in New York City, too. A bunch of cops got busted for doing all of that shit. Just fucking, and cops are dirty. And the dirty cop in that game is fucking Samuel L. Jackson. So he's exactly He would be like he should have played Rampart in the Rampart movie.
Would have made sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up. That
right?
You know what? That shit probably happens nowadays too.
Yeah, there's just a bunch we haven't found out about.
Yeah. They're
but
just better at it nowadays.
A lot of people gave the game shit because of the racial stereotyping.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean,
Yeah,
it's tough though. Like what do you do? You're making a game about gangs.
I think it's one of those things. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, you either avoid the subject or you do it.
You do it, and they're like, racial stereotyping, and then you don't do it, and they're going to be like, well, this isn't what it's like at all.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you get so and so to play? Why didn't you do this?
The thing is, when I get to GTA 4, it's the same thing. Like they just need to find a reason to try and ban these games. Yeah. They're always just going. They just always look for reasons to ban the GTA games.
Isn't that?
There's always a big fucking thing over it. I think these days, fucking Rockstar has a hand in it because it works. Like it doesn't work for the people who want to ban the games. It works for the fucking games selling. You know, after they fucking put the parental advisory sticker on fucking CD sales went up. And, like, after there's a big controversy over every time a video game comes out, everybody buys the game. Same thing with movies. If a movie comes out that's really controversial, everybody goes and fucking sees it.
You know what? You know what bothers me about that whole thing? Like, people bitching about the video games and stuff. Video games have ratings.
Yeah.
It is up. Like, look at the rating. If you don't want your kid playing a M-rated game, don't buy them that game.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the parents weren't educated back then, you know, about video games and everything. It was all new. Like an M-rated video game, they were like, what the fuck? They saw video games and they didn't look at a rating. They just fucking saw the game and was just like, oh, it must be for kids because I'm an adult and I hate video games. And my kid seems to love them, you know?
If they ever took these developers or whatever to court,
that's all they pulled.
They'd be like,
there's a rating.
Rated
that's
M
actually one of the like back in the Mortal Kombat days. Mortal Kombat is one of the reasons why that whole rating system became a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good system though. I mean,
yeah.
Now that we're adults, you guys have been playing games your whole life, so now you know how it all works. So it'll be different for you and your kids. I think it's gonna get like video games. We're understanding them more, you know.
Yeah.
Like the adults understand them more, I guess I should say. You know what I mean? And like how to fucking deal with them and your children.
Yeah. So that game was released in October. By December 31st, a couple months later, it had sold 4 million copies. It's good, right?
That's a lot of money.
These guys do good with their Grand Theft Auto series.
They're fantastic games.
Well, by 2011, it had sold 27.5 million copies.
Jesus.
So they released in 2004, a couple years down the road, 27.5 million copies of your game.
Yeah, so that's more than what, $7 million, $8 million more than Vice City did.
Wait, that's
right?
Your hit. It just, I mean, they keep going. It just keeps going up. Every game released it was $50 for the game at the time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the average. Literally every new game that comes out is anywhere from $50 to $80 now.
Did you ever own San Andreas, or did you just?
Yes. That's actually on my fucking shitty PlayStation 2 that won't fucking read anymore. San Andreas is one of the only games that it'll read. I was playing it. I fucking snapped you a picture of it that one time. I played it that day.
Right.
That game, a cool feature in that game. One, you can fucking swim. You don't just fall in water and die.
I forgot. I for some reason I was thinking that you still died in that game.
No, you could swim in that game.
Great. Because it was, I remember GTA 3. That was like the worst part of it. Like, why do you just die when you go in the water?
It's so frustrating. It's stupid. Your character can't fucking swim.
And also, they like when they have the endurance and speed and all that. You could actually go to the gym and lift weights, and your character actually, like, as you do these certain things and workouts, like if you eat too much, your character gets fat. And if you work out all the time, your character starts getting buff and shit. I think that's real. I think that's a little cool feature.
Yeah, that's something that they don't do anymore that I kind of wish that they would. It's like the only game that they did it in, and then they just completely dropped the whole concept, and it's not even a thing anymore.
I think, I think about stuff like that. Like, a video game is meant to represent a fictional universe, not to be like life. So who cares if your character doesn't get bigger?
It's kind of cool. Like
it is. It is.
Like The Witcher has like your hair and your beard grow. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2. Your hair and your beard grow while you're fucking just naturally throughout the game.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I never noticed because my guy's always had a beard.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I don't think it does it online. You got to be in the character in the game, in the actual campaign.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
But I remember that fucking. I remember looking up online, or maybe somebody just told me at school, because I wanted to get my guy buff, but you can only work out. You could only work out so much at a time. Like you could do it's something like 10 reps of each thing.
Yeah.
And then you had to wait till the next time you played. But then I found out that if you did 9 reps and then left the building and then came back in, did 9 more reps, you could just grind that out, and in 15 minutes you can be big and jacked.
Wow.
Yeah. So my dude was just always fucking it's no neck jacked, big fucking lats, like Brock Lesnar jacked.
Did your character have better stamina?
Yeah.
When you worked out and shit?
Yep. And it would always pop up your abilities, or your whatever would pop up, with the endurance, stamina, and speed and strength and all that shit. Anytime you leveled up, it showed the bars and where everything was at.
It had the fucking craziest story too, the best, the most interesting story, I think.
I've never actually finished that story because there's one part where you got to get something off a train or on a train or something.
You're
and I keep fucking
the one
dying.
where you're riding next to the train.
I think so.
And there's people on top of the train.
It's not really that. It's not really that far into the game either. I don't think.
Yeah, it's the worst level in video game history.
That's
the whole time,
what made me stop playing the story.
And the whole time you're doing it, it's not only is it a fucking pain in the ass, but you have your boy there with you, and he's just giving you shit the entire time.
Yeah.
He's the one who's supposed to be shooting the people. You're just supposed to drive next to the train, and the whole time he's just calling you an asshole. And then when you fail, every single time you fail, he just gets off the bike and he's like, "You blew it, CJ." And it's fuck you. You can't even hit this motherfucker.
Son of a bitch.
Piece of shit. Dude.
San Andreas.
It makes you happy that guy betrays you at the end and you get to fucking kill him.
Another thing I wanted to add before we moved on was San Andreas was the first one that introduced multiplayer. There was certain sections on the map that you could have a second player. You couldn't go that far from each other, and you could only stay in that one area, but that was awesome.
I forgot about that too, honestly.
I remember doing it now too.
We would fucking go on rampages, dude.
Yep.
And I remember that was one of my favorite things because I'm like, dude, a fucking Grand Theft Auto game that Chad and I can play together now.
But it wasn't split screen though, right?
No.
The camera zoomed out when you got farther away, and then you could only get so far away from each other. I think that's why I don't think it was. That's all you could do, just get out there and kill people.
The main first player, whatever cheat they put in, second player automatically had that cheat.
Man, it's as you say it, it's coming back. I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember doing that.
Oh, it was so great, dude.
It's been such a long time since I played it. What year did it come out?
2004.
2004.
We
were in
8th
freshman.
2004.
We graduated in 08, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I definitely played it in 8th grade because I remember there was another mission that I had trouble getting through where you had to dance on the beach. It was Dance Dance Revolution type shit, and I could not do it. So I took my memory card to school and gave it to David Conklin, and he did it for me. And just brought my memory card back. I was like, "Here you go." I was like, "Don't fucking do any more shit. All I want you to do is beat this one mission. I will take care of the rest."
That's funny.
The next game in the series was Grand Theft Auto 4. It came out in 2008. So as the games come out, they're just getting farther and farther apart. Till now, we're fucking 8 years from the last time.
Yeah. Master it. Put a lot of features.
It came out in 2008 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and I think PC. But who gives a fuck about PC?
Yeah,
fuck PC. It is. It's set in Liberty City. The story follows Nico Bellic, an Eastern European immigrant, as he starts a new life in the United States. You play as Nico, who tries to simultaneously help his cousin with his failing taxi business and track down a man who betrayed his unit in a war 10 years prior to the beginning of the game. Nico eventually becomes a hitman for the Russian mob and helps members of an Irish mob rob a bank. The thing about this game, I fucking tried to play this game, like the story, through so many times. I think 3 times, and each time, somehow, the game either broke by somebody else or the data got corrupted. So I would get, like, almost to the end of it, and then I would have to start it over again. It happened 3 fucking times. And, like, after trying to play it through the 4th time, I didn't even like the game. And I just wanted to beat it because it's Grand Theft Auto. I was like, I love this series. I want to beat this fucking game. But after the 4th time, I was like, fuck this. I'm done. I'm not trying it anymore. So I still haven't fucking beat the game. I know that I got to the point, there's a point where you get a girlfriend and then she gets gunned down by the mob. And that's like the fucking last thing that I can remember. So I think I was literally like this close to beating the fucking game and never did.
Oh, no. See, I've never played Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've never played 4.
Don't bother. It's not. I didn't like it. It's the only GTA game that came out that I just did not like.
And that one came out in 2008.
2008, so yeah. For 360 and PS3.
Okay. Did that one have online play?
It did. It was the first one to have online multiplayer, but it was just like team death matches and shit like that.
That's weird. How
like a shooter game kind of team death match?
Yeah. Yes. Damn.
Are you in the whole city? You just gotta go find him and kill him.
I assume. I don't know if I ever played the online, but it is GTA 4 had a new addition called you had like relationship status with the NPCs throughout the game. And certain NPCs in the game, they can provide favors for Nico as long as you keep up your relationships with them. And this mechanic sucked because if you wanted to be able to take advantage of these relationships, you had to answer your cell every time they called and periodically go out drinking or playing darts or pool with them. It was always just like some stupid like mini game you'd had to go through. Otherwise, these people would just hate you and they wouldn't help you when you needed their fucking help. And your phone, like it was the first one that they gave you a cell phone, like you have in GTA 5. It was just constantly going off with these people who wanted to go to the bar with you. Another reason why I hated the fucking game. It was mostly your cousin Roman, and he would just constantly call you and just try and get you to go to the bar with him. And it would take like fucking 15 minutes because you'd go pick him up, and then he'd want to go to a bar on the other side of the fucking map. And then you'd get drunk with him and have to get drunk drive him back home to the other side of the map again. And like you're just trying to play through the fucking game, and you just got this guy constantly fucking wasting your time.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's got to be irritating.
It would be great if they would just shut the mechanic off for the game. Like nowadays where they can update everything, like if they could just shut that off.
Do you know if you don't keep a relationship up, do they like start sending people to kill you or something?
No, they just wouldn't. Like there was just certain, because it wasn't hard to just ignore them, you know. But if you wanted to get certain things like free taxi rides and shit, so if you didn't have to drive all the way over the map and shit, because your cousin Roman, he owned a taxi business.
Yeah.
So if you kept your relationship up with him, he would give you free taxi rides. So it was basically just fast travel, so you could get from one point to another.
Right.
But he wouldn't do that if you pissed him off. And then you have girlfriends, so you got to try and keep up with your girlfriends and take them on fucking dates, which I think they had that in San Andreas too, but it didn't seem as annoying.
That kind of seems, that does seem
tedious.
Annoying. And tedious.
How many relationships are there?
Oh, I don't remember. It's just every once in a while you'll meet somebody and they'll help you out through. I think you could call them to help you in missions and shit too. But you just meet them throughout the mission and then give them your phone number, and they would just start calling you all the fucking time. And it's like, I don't want that in real life. Why would I want it in a fucking video game?
Take this mechanic out. That sounds terrible. I'm bad at side missions like that because I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, right. Just stick to the main story.
And like the little dart games and pool games, they're fun like the first time you do it. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool, but I'm not trying to do it every fucking 20 minutes. Like, that's not why. I got this game to shoot people and like fuck hookers. Like, what the fuck?
Hell yeah, dude.
There were 2 expansion packs, The Lost and the Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony, which were praised by critics, but I never personally played them because I never made it through the main game's campaign. Like every other GTA, this game had its fair share of controversies surrounding its depiction of violence. But unlike other GTAs before it, it faced additional controversy because it allowed players to drive drunk. Some people wanted this game to have the extremely rare adults-only rating because of that. Like I read the guy's name. I think it was like Jack Thompson or something. Like he had like a whole campaign trying to get the game banned because I guess he does it every time a fucking GTA game comes out.
Oh god.
But his reasoning was because you drove drunk in it.
That's it.
I mean,
yeah, and it I don't even think very many people would actually drive drunk in it because it's just a pain in the ass.
So did you just say the game was rated adults only?
They tried to get it rated adults only.
Oh, okay.
It's still rated M like all the other ones, but they were pushing to get it rated adults only. But that's what I was saying before about that's like they always have some form of controversy surrounding them.
How old do you have to be in order to buy a rated M game? 18?
I think it says 17 plus right on the rating.
Okay.
And the thing is, they're not like laws either. At least for movies, I assume it's the same with games. But it's not illegal for a store to sell anybody of any age anything. It's like personal store policy. It's not the law. So at 13, you could legally buy something that was rated R. It's just
the store.
It's the store's personal policy to not sell you a rated R movie.
That's one of the things where government's like, no, how about you take all the shit for this store?
Well,
it's
how about
like
nobody takes shit for it? Because who gives a shit at the end of the day anyway? It's just movies and fucking games. You should be able to explain the difference to reality to your kid.
Like Chad said earlier, a parent should be like, don't let your kid play this game. And then a kid who's like 15, 16, 17, they know right from wrong. They know drunk driving's not good. They know killing people's not good.
Yeah. If I don't know, if a kid can't understand that, then I don't know.
There's something wrong with your fucking kid.
Something wrong with your fucking kid.
I mean, if he likes murder, dude.
Or even an adult.
Get him checked
even
out.
an adult. Some people are fucking.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fuck
they watch that shit and they're like, hey.
This video game's cool. I'm going to go fucking mimic it.
But after that came the best game of them all. GTA 5.
I probably agree with you. It definitely is.
GTA 5 was definitely the best game of them all. It came out, initial release date was in 2013 for Xbox 360, PS3. Developed by Rockstar North, published by Rockstar, rating mature, as all the rest. Characters. This game got more interesting because you rotated between 3 different characters. You weren't there wasn't one main character. There's 3. You had Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. Now, the beginning of the game starts, it's like 9 years prior to when you actually start playing the game. So, Michael, Trevor, and there's this guy, Brad.
That's me.
Yeah. They're robbing a bank, and they're getting away. They're in a car chase with all this money. Brad dies. Brad dies in the very beginning.
That's not me.
And
like right away, I don't think he barely says anything. Just gets shot.
Damn.
Some people believe that Brad dying. Some people believe that it was a setup for the guys to get caught by the cops and whatnot. But, I mean, there's evidence of it throughout the game, but it's also just kind of like a conspiracy theory that it was a setup.
Fan theory?
I mean...
kind of.
I mean, Michael... he gets away and goes into fucking... What's it called? What is it called? They put gangsters in criminal protection. Criminal protection. Witness protection. That's what it is. He goes into witness protection through the fucking DEA or the ATF or something like that.
That's one of the biggest things that people are like, I think maybe Michael's the one who set it up. But
I mean, it really fucking seems like it. But then Trevor just is like cool with him for it. Like
in the beginning of the game, Trevor actually thinks that Michael died instead of Brad. And at the funeral, Trevor thinks that Michael's being buried and not Brad.
He thinks Brad's in prison.
Yeah. So years go by. Everybody's got money. Michael has a family now and whatnot. And so Michael fucks up with some debt shit or whatever, and he needs like $2.5 million.
That's a pretty big fuck up.
And what does he do?
He takes a truck. I think it had a winch on it, I believe. Yeah, it had a winch on it, and he fucking ties it to this person's... He finds his fucking tennis player's fucking his wife. His tennis trainer. His wife's tennis trainer is...
That's what it was.
Fucking his wife. So he chases him to this house, and there's like a truck outside, so he fucking ties the winch on the back of the truck to the fucking... to one of the legs on the house, because it was like on stilts, and fucking pulls the fucking leg out and makes the whole fucking porch fall down.
Yeah. Yep.
And it ended up being a fucking gangster's house.
Yeah,
like
Devin Weston. That was the name of the guy, Devin Weston. And he was like, "You're gonna pay me back, and $2.5 million." And Michael was like, "Well, fuck, what am I gonna do?" So what does he do? He goes back to his old life of crime, and all the missions with crime, and then we meet Franklin, which he works for like a car dealership. He basically runs around stealing cars and shit.
That's pretty cool.
And they all run into each other because Michael ends up getting back with Trevor to help him do all this crime shit. And
Trevor's just like a drug addict.
Yeah, Trevor's like a crazy fucking drug addict. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Hangs out with some dweeb and a juggalo.
Some dweeb and a juggalo. Yeah.
Dude, have you guys ever played that story? Whoop, whoop. The fucking juggalo kid that follows him around?
I have not played. I've only played. I haven't even played halfway through the story.
Well, it's at the very beginning when you first meet Trevor. He's in the back of your fucking truck. He's got the fucking juggalo face paint. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. I can't remember his fucking name, but he just like follow him and that other fucking nerdy dude just like follow Trevor around. They're like in love with Trevor for some reason because he's like so manipulative. He like gets them to like fall in love with him and just follow him everywhere.
And he's the trashiest
cult leaders, dude.
He the theory is they kind of like they base Trevor on the player because they know that like the player just wants to get on there and just cause chaos and just do whatever the fuck he wants. So they made this character that when you get on there, most of the time you're playing as somebody, it's like, it's not that reasonable that you would just go on a rampage, but they wanted to create a character where it was like, okay, it's reasonable that this guy would just wake up one day and just start shooting people in the face for no reason.
Christ.
So that's Trevor. That's their Trevor, who's just fucking, and they started it out by having you, well, you don't do it, but they show the cutscene. Trevor kills the last person that you played as in The Lost and the Damned in GTA 4. I don't remember the guy's name, but it starts right out with him, Trevor stomping his face in.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking intense. Now, GTA 5's map is one hell of an upgrade.
It's massive.
It's huge. It's a huge ass fucking map.
I'll never memorize the map.
Yeah.
Like I could in like Grand Theft Auto 3.
The other ones, San Andreas, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, I memorized those maps. I've been playing GTA 5 for quite some time now, and I
still don't even know how to get from my organization to the casino.
Yeah, and that's online. That's another thing.
Luckily now there's waypoints.
Yeah.
But fuck it, you can find San Andreas's map in GTA 5's map. Like you could find I don't know about all of it, but you can find certain parts of it in GTA's map because it's the same place. You know, you're playing in San Andreas in GTA 5.
Right.
So you can find like most of the shit that's in like there's a little section like at the bottom in the middle of the city that it's like that was fucking GTA 5 or GTA San Andreas. I mean, you can go right to fucking Carl's house, right to this little fucking cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's even a mission where you can not a mission, but there's like a certain point in the story where if you go a certain direction, go a certain way down a certain road, you can see Carl, you can see CJ and his 3 buddies. I don't remember the other guys' names.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like riding on bicycles. You just see them riding. You can fucking
like,
kill them if you want. Yeah, you can just run them over with your car or something like that.
Right. We should do that.
I'd have to look up. The thing is, I think you have to get to a certain point in the story. You got to be at like a certain mission and just start a certain mission or just finish a certain mission and then go down a certain street and they're there. There's 3 of them just riding bicycles.
Also, when GTA 5 came out on PS4, Xbox One, they introduced first person. You could now play a GTA game in first person.
I never
did
do
that.
it. I knew it was there, but I've never done it. Like, why do that?
Weird.
Yeah, it's GTA. If I want to play a first-person shooter, the thing is, the graphics look so much worse through first-person. Have you ever actually tried it?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
You get in there and you're like, oh, this close, the graphics just don't hold up.
I played it in first person for like 5 minutes, and then I switched back because I said it was just too weird.
It is weird.
I mean, and really, the big addition to GTA 5 is GTA Online.
Yeah.
Like that's what the real big deal about.
That's
GTA 5
that's what I always play when I play it.
That shit is me too. That shit's amazing.
It's what I said earlier. They make at one point they were making $1 million a day off of that fucking game.
In being able to own your own organization or being a biker gang or
grow weed, have a weed farm.
You can make cocaine, dude. You can be a fucking coke dealer.
You can buy cars, buy houses. There's a goddamn casino that was put into the game.
Apparently, diamond heists that I haven't been able to find yet.
That heists, those are another.
Oh yeah, they do.
Thing.
There's the bunker heist too, right? Does the bunker or the
bunker
facility has a heist or something?
Because I got a bunker. I think we tried to do a heist from it one night, but I wasn't high enough rank or some stupid shit. I don't know.
And there's the facility. I know the facility has a heist.
Or maybe it was a facility. Oh, I can't remember now.
There's so
it's
many.
It's been a while
since
I played.
There's a nightclub too. You can fucking buy a nightclub.
Yeah.
A dance club or whatever.
That shit. You counterfeit money. Yeah, dude.
So how was the music on the radio stations on that game? That's something I wanted to mention before on the other games, but I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Grand Theft Auto have. Maybe it's just Grand Theft Auto 3. All their music on 3 is all original.
Well, they started licensing music on 4. And
yeah.
I think, even on San Andreas. And I think Vice City, too. I don't know. I didn't play Vice City, but they actually had real songs.
You've never played Vice City?
Not a lot.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't Vice City have like a Kiss song on there?
I don't remember, dude.
I know the commercial had Iran on it.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember the commercials really well.
That's awesome. But yeah, GTA Online, dude. Here's a secret for you.
Let's hear it.
If you don't want to be in a session with a bunch of different assholes who keep trying to kill you when you're trying to deliver shit for your business,
just play the fucking game.
Yeah. So when you're in a session, go check your NAT type. Once you have checked your NAT type and it's successful, everybody in the session will be kicked, and it is now just you.
Yeah, and then you can invite your friends to that session. It can just be you and your friends. I think if you do that after a while, though, they start fucking coming back into the session.
Yeah, probably.
Like, they start letting more people into the session. Mine, every once in a while, since my internet's shitty, everybody will just get kicked out. Or I don't even know if that's exactly what's happening. They just, like, a whole new session just gets created for me, and everybody leaves, and I'm alone.
Probably because everybody else is lagging.
Yeah.
And they're like, God damn, who's the host of this? But it's hard to be a host anyways.
But that's like, if you got to grind out and make some money in that game, that's like the only way you can do it. You got to get everybody the fuck out. And
everything is so expensive in that fucking game.
The biggest flaw of the online is just how expensive everything is. I wish if your money could roll over from the fucking story over to your online, that would be great. Because by the time you're done with the story, you've got like $30 million.
Ooh.
But it's it's struggling just to make fucking like $100,000 online.
Yeah.
The story in that game, is it like open world just like the rest of them?
Yeah.
You could just hang out and kill people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a ton of side missions.
What are there cheats and stuff on that too? Input cheats?
I could never find any.
I've probably got rid of like input cheats.
Same thing with 4. Games. With 4, I don't remember there being cheats in 4. Or 4 like might have been one of the games that did like cheats that you had to like find.
That's sad.
Kind of unlock in the game.
Yeah.
Getting older, dude. Getting rid of all that stuff we used to have.
Yeah, no, but it's they should fucking
keep, PC players. No, fuck you.
They should.
I mean, do you guys remember Game Shark?
Yes, I do.
Yes. It's like they did it on purpose back then. You know. It was just like, here's every single cheat to every single fucking game. Yep. It was like it was like part of the game, and it's a part of the game that they just got rid of.
I'd say you could keep the cheats in like the story and shit, but not be allowed to use the cheats online, of course.
Yeah, I think that's different, you know?
Yeah.
If you're just playing through the story. I can see where you would think that, because I wouldn't do that, because I enjoy the challenge of going through the story without the cheats.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It would be nice every once in a while to get like to be able to regenerate my health in like no time when I'm just going on a rampage.
If you happen to be super frustrated with a mission, you know, make yourself invincible with unlimited bullets and fucking kill it.
Remember in GTA 3 they had that like you could do that speed up and slow down cheat?
Oh, that shit was fucking funny.
You could run across the map in like a second.
You could do
it was so
big
funny.
head cheats and stuff too. So your character's head was just the size like bigger than his body.
GTA 3 have like the pimps and hoes cheat where it was only pimp. Oh wait, that was Saints Row. Never mind.
I was like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, that was Saints Row.
The pimps and hoes cheat.
Yeah, where all the NPCs were just pimps and hoes.
I feel like that's not even really a cheat. Like, can't you just like unlock that?
Yeah, yeah.
They had like you can make them different stuff.
It's in the inner cheat section, but there's also a cheat on there where you can make everybody attack you.
So
all the NPCs attack you.
What you guys need to do is get really high and get on YouTube and look up the Chatterbox radio on GTA 3. And
that shit's hilarious.
Just listen to it.
I remember listening to it when I played the game back in the day.
I would listen. We listen to that shit constantly whenever we play that game.
That's the only station we would turn it
on. It
on.
was so funny.
Because it was
so
funny.
Fucking stupid.
It's the same thing every time, but it's fucking funny.
I want to say another thing about GTA 4. That's another reason why I didn't like it. There was like no humor in it. Like, they, like, sucked all of the humor out of it, and then they made it, like, it wasn't very brightly colored. They made it all gray. Everything was just shades of gray. So it was, like, humorless and dark and depressing.
Drugs.
And it was, like, I'm glad that something, like, they went back to with GTA 5, because GTA 5 has points in it that are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, Trevor, it's just funny. Yeah, Trevor's a fucking hilarious character.
He's a funny guy. But he's on drugs.
I mean,
he's a psychopath.
Those are the funniest people, right?
Yeah, I guess. Man.
We can get in a bunch of shenanigans with crazy drug addicts, dude. It'd be wild. Let's do it.
Rob Banks, dog. He always seemed to get away with it.
Yeah,
he makes it look so easy.
That's right.
If he can do it, I can do it.
That's like in every GTA game is robbing banks. They're all robbing banks.
But GTA 5 let you like compile a team Like, you could fucking, when it was time to rob the bank, you got to choose who was going to be your hacker and who was going to be your muscle and shit like that.
I like that aspect of it too.
You could build them up,
heists too and stuff.
You could, like, they started low, but if you took somebody who wasn't that great, you can use them on a bunch of missions, they would get better and better, but they would still charge the same amount of money. So you could have a really great hacker who you don't have to pay that much because you trained them, basically. It was pretty dope. It's something that I wish that they implemented a little bit more in GTA Online, because it was just a really great mechanic in the game.
GTA Online is so good.
I mean, anytime I get on there, I just fuck people up. I'd like one of my favorite things to do, and I'm outing myself, but whatever, is like when I get in a session, I'll go to the casino, and there's always other players' cars parked outside. I just blow them up.
Dude, you have to pay for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That money, they don't, like, that money comes out of your pocket.
Doesn't bother me. Every time I sign in, I get $1 million.
That's true. Like, anymore, every time you log into that fucking game, you make money.
All the money
I need to get on.
I've only done maybe like 6 or 7 delivery things to make money for my organization. Every other cent I have is from either winning at the casino or just signing in.
I can't win at that fucking wheel. All I get is fucking experience.
I know.
Yeah, RP.
Yeah, RP.
Fuck your RP, dude.
Every once in a while, I'll get clothes.
Dude, Blake's won like tons of cars and shit from that.
Fuck
Blake.
Blake.
How the fuck
Fuck Blake. I tried his stupid thing and I still just got RP. God damn it.
Dude,
How long did you say you did it?
4 seconds.
4 seconds?
I tried, dude, and I never get it.
I tried it too.
But
you just hold up on it for 4 seconds?
I don't know,
and then
maybe.
Or down. Like,
do you go real slow, like take 4 seconds to go from up to down?
Maybe, dude. We gotta try everything.
I guess.
Or just have Blake tell us.
Or have him come do it for us.
Every day.
Yeah,
every single day.
I want to win.
I will say though, this last time I got on, I got like 5 free cars.
Fuck the free car though. I just want the money so I can buy like heists and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do. Like, I know that there's cool heists on there that I can't access because I don't have enough fucking money.
How much money are the heists? Like,
it's usually over $2 million.
Oh shit.
Oh, I got that, dude. I got like 3.
Or I don't know.
Let's
it
go
might
buy
be more.
I don't know how
much
money
money
buy
I have.
a fucking thing and do heists.
Do like a facility. I don't remember what I think the last time I bought something, I thought it was because it was gonna allow me to do diamond heists, and it didn't. And I got mad because I spent like fucking $2 million on it. And now I have no fucking money.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So, what are your final thoughts on the series?
Love it.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
There's really, besides 4, there's not a bad game in the series. And 4 is still good. People loved 4. I just had a bad experience with it.
Yeah.
You know, like all of my animosity just comes from my bad experiences with the game. But it was still it was a good game.
I think it's a great series as well. I'll play GTA.
So wait, what's everyone's favorite out of the series so far?
Yeah.
We should rank them. Rank them. My favorite.
Okay.
Fucking GTA 5, then San Andreas, then 3, then I'd say 2 and 1, and Vice City's last because I barely played Vice City. And 4. I'd put 4 before Vice City. And Vice City's last just because I almost never played it.
I'm gonna say 3 is my favorite. After 3, we're gonna go with San Andreas, then Vice City, and then 5, and then 3, 2, 1 can be at the end. Or not 3, 2, 1, but 4, 2, 1.
4, 2, 1. I think I made the same mistake.
Because I've never played 4, so
I'm gonna say,
or 1 or 2.
I'm gonna say 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, boy.
Then 5. Then San Andreas, Vice City, and then 4, 2, 1 as my last. And if we count,
same as mine.
If we count GTA Online, that's my first.
They kind of count them separately, but I always lump them together.
Yeah,
because it's the same map.
Yeah.
That's
dude.
one thing that they should fucking do when they release the new game. If there's new maps, it should still be the same fucking GTA Online. You should just be able to go to different maps.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's something I want them to do with Assassin's Creed. The last 3 Assassin's Creed games had really awesome maps. So it'd be awesome if they made a fucking online where you could create your own character and you go from map to map to map.
That would be.
I think that would be dope.
You have Valhalla, right?
Yeah, I still haven't beat it yet.
Is it fantastic?
It's okay. I mean, it's what I wanted in an Assassin's Creed game, really.
Right.
It's constantly updating, and my internet it takes forever for it to update. So I just haven't. Every time I try to play it, a new update comes up.
Did you buy the Avengers game?
No, but I was looking at it today. I'm thinking about buying the deluxe edition. It's like $79.99.
It's pretty cool, dude.
Dude, I think it's still on out there if you want to fucking
all play, dude.
Yeah,
dude, it's still on out there if you want to fucking. I'll go out there. I'll show you some of the gameplay and shit.
All right,
you see what it's like.
I'm probably gonna buy it.
Word.
But play GTA, everybody.
It's probably the best video game series. Like, period. I can't think of a single video game series.
I mean,
that's
Resident Evil is pretty cool.
We'll discuss that on a later. Resident Evil is gonna.
Yeah, let's not get into that. There's a billion games for that.
Resident Evil will come back around to this podcast.
That's gonna have to be a 2-parter.
Yeah.
But for now, we're gonna let all you guys go. We had a great time talking to you. This has been Everybody Podcast.
See ya.
See you later.